Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of the Ruff Magic Review. On this week's edition, I'm going to be reviewing The Code by Andy Nyman, put out by Theory 11. It says it's a box set, but box set makes me believe it's more than one disc, so what is in The Code? Okay, The Code is actually a deck of cards and a DVD. Get in there, there's your instructional DVD. Very well shot, well taught. But there are a few things, this is my first Theory 11 review. They will bring it down. It didn't quite make the 5-star, made a 4.5 out of 5 stars. But what is The Code? Because I give you a deck of cards. What is it? No, it's not an aftershave for men. No, definitely not. The Code is a deck of cards. Well, what's so special about it? It doesn't look on anything in particular, except maybe a stack. But what kind of stack is it? Could it be a Tamariz stack? Could be. But does that really matter? No, it does not. Okay, now I said this is going to be 4.5 out of 5 stars. So what is The Code? It's a marked deck, but it's different than other marked decks in the fact that, you can have somebody take off, amount of cards, you don't know what it is, and you can say, okay, they took off this amount of cards, you can say, okay, you have 24 cards, and be like, what? So you deal them down face up and onto my hand. Let's see if I can do it here. It's kind of out of the camera view, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh my god, 24 cards. Okay, well that was kind of weird. Alright, that's kind of cool. Let's give its bad boy a couple of cuts. Okay, well let's have you select a card this time. You riffle down the side. Okay, remember your card, remember your card, remember your card. Okay, I'm getting the impression it was a red card. It was kind of a court card. Say it to yourself again. Say it to yourself again. The King of Diamonds. Okay, this has some advantages over some regular marked decks. Now, why I said, I'm going to bring it down to only 4.5 stars, because Andy on the DVD says, use this as your regular deck, destroy it, use it up, blah, blah, blah. There are no refills for this particular deck. So if you go to Theory 11 and you get this product, you pay $25 for the DVD, and it comes with a deck. If you burn up this deck, you have to buy the DVD and the deck again. There are no refills. By the way, shout out to my father-in-law who got me this for Christmas, so thank you, Alex. But nevertheless, there are no refills for this. Now, this goes into, what the realm of mental magic for card magic. Now, can you see the markings on these cards? Under brief examination, no. I mean, if they really look for it, they might see something. But, the markings on here tell you the number of the card. They tell you, the value of the card, and they tell you the value of the card above it. That is essentially the code. The kind of run through I went through was kind of I just did kind of a wishy-washy version of the main effect called Homicide. He does it a little bit differently, but I don't have any spectator. I'm just doing it for you, for your info. The other version I liked on there is he did a 2-deck version, and that's where you put the second deck in the same order as your prepared deck, the code deck. I also like that. When he writes it down and he does that version, as a prediction, I think there's a little too much BS going on there, and you might get the type of spectator that want to inspect, your prediction. In that case, the gig is up. Overall, I enjoyed this. It's well shot, well taught. The other thing is, if people shuffle up your deck, you're just left with a marked deck, okay? He really does not go into, he mentions it, but he doesn't go into, false shuffles and false cuts. Now, if you have a stacked deck that's marked, to maximize the usage of the deck, to get the most out of it, you need to know how to do false shuffles and false cuts. If you don't know that, then you have to go to other sources to learn that. So I don't feel that that makes it a complete project. Now, this deck is very well made, and I feel that it, they call it a maiden back. I think they go in talking about bicycle, blah blah blah. I think this is kind of the what they kind of came up with to get as close as they could to the mandolin deck or the rider pack, the 807 bicycle rider pack. And it feels good, it handles like a regular deck of cards, blah blah blah. But just those couple things like false shuffles and cuts, because this is something I call control magic. If you've seen some of my other reviews, that's where you are controlling everything, where you make it appear that everything is legitimate, but because of the nature of this type of thing, you can't really have the spectator shuffle the deck. You can maybe have them pick up amount of cards off the deck and try to make it seem fair like that. And because of the Tamariz stack, even though that's not essential to this, because it just shows up as a random order, that you can't really have them handle the deck. That's the point. If you want to do the effects the way that he does them, Andy does them, you cannot have the spectator handle the deck like that. So they have to pick up a couple of cards, and the reason you have them do face up when they do the countdown is because you don't want to change the order. So you want to keep the order of the cards, because if you have them put them face down, that reverses the order, that messes you up. If you've worked with size Stebbins, the same thing applies. Size Stebbins stack really is the only other stack that I use, your most basic stack, but that they put this in a Tamariz stack, and they talk about Tamariz, and they got the permission, just like the King's deck, but they don't give you any instructions how to use a Tamariz stack. So they say, yes, go get Pneumonica, his book on this stack, his stack, Tamariz stack, and you're all like, well, dude, why? I'm like, why do you put it in a stack that you don't have permission to teach how to use the stack, but you have permission to put it in the stack? Why? I mean, other than that, like I said, 4.5 out of 5 stars. I mean, there was some quotes on theory11.com. Max Maven was digging on it. Hey, Max Maven? I can put my hair back a little more and grow a ponytail. One of the masters of mentalism, and he was digging on it. And I think, for casual spectators, for a card trick mentalism type effect, you put it in there, it looks pretty legit, but you have to have a little sleight of hand, maybe a Zorro shuffle, push through shuffle if you're working at a table, an optical shuffle if you're standing up, or, I don't know what shuffle that's called when you take, I don't know the name of it, but, overhand shuffle where you take the cards and you put 2, 3, you pick it up, and you put 1, 2, 3 on top, put it back. I don't know whose shuffle that is, but you keep it in order, and then you give it a couple of cuts. The Sankey's favorite double undercut right there, and then to keep it in order. Okay. Well, anyways, this is Jason Morales for the Ruff Cat Magic Review. This is a review of the Code by Theory11 Andy Nyman. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Please follow me on Facebook at Jason Morales at Facebook.com. I am the magician, not the musician. You can also follow me at Twitter, JDogFish at Twitter.com. I'm also doing a Patreon campaign at www.patreon.com if you'd like to make any donations. However, every all my content is free here on YouTube. Please like, share, or subscribe, or favorite. Check out my other videos. I'll be seeing you again shortly. This is Jason Morales for the Ruff Cut Magic Review, and like my buddy on YouTube, Jeff Stone, peace and out.